Hey you guys, this is Faros with Faros Gaming here, and I'm playing Magic the Gathering Duels of Planeswalkers 2012. This game just came out 5 or so days ago on June 15th, I think, 2011, despite the title saying 2012. And yeah, there's a couple big channels on YouTube playing it right now. Hutch is playing it, shoutouts to Hutch. There's a channel, another one I seen called WMG. Yeah, I think so. Shoutouts to those guys, and Yogscast was doing some stuff on it, so that you guys may have seen one or all of those channels playing it. The game looks fun. I've never played Magic myself, but watching those guys play it made me want to get into it. And right off the bat, I see, when watching those guys' videos, I see a lot of people saying like, oh, they don't know what's going on, like they're totally lost. Well, as soon as I got into the game, you know, I've never played Magic either. There's a little help and options tab right here in the settings, and then you go into that, there's a how to play thing. And I was like, wow, a lot of people watching those videos would probably like to see this. You know, if they're thinking about buying the game, you know, maybe they're not, they just want to, they like watching those people's channels, and they want to like get a sort of a understanding of the game so they know what they're actually watching. So I figured this would be a good intro for you guys and myself. And then if I start putting out gameplay videos myself, you guys will know what's going on in those if you watch this video. So we can run through this together, and yeah, I'll read this to you guys. You guys will see it yourself, and hopefully this makes us all better players. Cause yeah, I kind of don't get what's going on either. So here goes. So yeah, it's gonna start us off with the very basics if we've never played a Magic game before at all. I've already read through a couple of these, but that's when I decided I'd show it to you guys. So first slide is parts of a card. The mana cost is up here. It says mana is the main resource in the game. It's produced by lands. You always see people in the games laying down lands. It's pretty much yeah, so the resources you have to put down in order for you to be able to put down a card. So yeah, first you got to put down a land, then once you accumulate something, like this guy takes 4 apparently, and 2 fire. Yeah, right, so that's how many land you'll need in order to play this kind of card. And there's type line right here, tells you it's a creature and a giant. I guess I don't know exactly what that means, but maybe they'll tell us that later. And then power and toughness, this sort of I picked up on my own, but the 2 numbers right here, so the first number is pretty much damage, so this guy can deal 6 damage. And the second one is pretty much like, they call it toughness, it's pretty much life, so he can take 6 damage too. That's how much it'll take to kill him. So you think of it like this: if the other guy has, you know, a card with like 5 attack, I guess, and you attack with this guy and he defends with his card that's got 5 attack, this dude will just like steamroll it since he's got 6 toughness. Does that make sense? Because, you know, 1 higher than 5, so he won't die. I don't think the 1 damage, because, you know, 6 is 1 higher than 5, the 1 damage left over, I don't think that'll go to the enemy's life pool unless a card like the attacking card has what's called trample. But yeah, we'll get into that later. They talk about that. So casting spells, you cast spells by playing their mana cost. Cast as many spells each turn as you're able to play. Yeah, so like creatures and shit and enchantments and artifacts are all considered spells, apparently. And they're permanent spells, it says right here. Makes sense. Talks about instant spells that have a one-time effect. Go to the graveyard. Artifacts, enchantments, and creatures are put out on the battlefield and they stay there after they're cast. Okay, cool. So spells are pretty much everything besides land. Yeah? Alright. So there's instant spells, which kind of talked about. They can be cast at any time, including in response to your opponent's actions. So this is cool. If an opponent tries to destroy your creature with a spell, stop the timer to give yourself enough time to cast an instant spell, such as unsummon, to save your creature. So I guess that means some dudes, like, I know when I was back on this slide, I said like creatures, they attack the other player. They don't attack other creatures, but some creatures I think can have abilities that attack other creatures. So maybe like if you have an instant spell like Unsummon, they're saying, and the other dude has a creature, and he's using an ability to attack one of yours. If you have like an instant Unsummon spell, you could pause the game and unsummon your dude before he gets killed. Like, that's pretty awesome. Yeah, so that's like quick shit. Yeah, I like that. That kind of like takes away from the turn-based feel of it, you know, because you can like interrupt that dude's turn and be like, nope, I'm doing this. So that's cool, and something I didn't know. Sorceries are just like instants, except you can only cast them during your main phase. Okay. So, alright. Yeah. Combat. See, this is what I was talking about. Your creature attacks the opponent, not the opponent's creatures. Alright. Select a creature to make it attack, and it becomes tapped. Are they going to tell us what taps do? I kind of like already figured that out, but... So tapped creature, like you attack, and then pretty much your next turn, like you can think of it as that card has like recover for a turn before it can do anything, I guess. So I don't think it can like attack or block the turn after you attack, and then it comes back up, like your next turn. Creature with summoning sickness cannot attack. Okay, so I guess that's right when you put it out. Attacking creatures don't choose which creatures, if any, block them. Right, the guy who's blocking chooses what he blocks. Blocking creatures and the attackers, their blocking deal damage to each other. If a creature is dealt damage equal to its toughness, it's destroyed. Right, that's like when you guys are watching the gameplay, that's how you see the cards like getting a little engagement. So I'll attack the dude, he'll have creatures out, he'll decide to block, and then the cards pretty much like go at it. And whoever has the highest life or attack, you know, ends up winning that. So, yep. Combat block. Your creatures can block and fight attacking creatures. They don't have to, right? You don't have to block. You can just take the damage if you don't want to like lose a card or something like that. Because maybe, yeah. Tapped creatures can't block, okay? But a blocking creature stays untapped. Alright, that's cool. Creature, so right, if you attack one round, and since attacking taps your dude, if you attack with all your dudes, you're pretty much all defenseless the next round because they're all tapped, they can't block. So that strategy comes into play there. A creature with summoning sickness can block, that's good. The defending player chooses which creatures, if any, block, right? Blocking creatures and the attackers, their blocking deal damage to each other. If a creature is dealt damage equal to its toughness, it's destroyed, which is pretty much a formal way of saying what I was trying to say earlier. These are colors. I don't think this is real important. It gives you like a little RP synopsis of the decks, I guess. Like, white are the good guys, black's the bad guys, fire burns shit and blows shit up, and apparently green summons big creatures generally, and water is fast and uses water and air creatures. If you guys want to pause the video, read all this, be my guest, I'm not going to read it all to you. And then this is a legend for all the different symbols. If you guys have been watching videos, you've probably seen them talk about like double strike or death touch or first strike or trample. I even talked about trample earlier. But yeah, so if you guys see any of these symbols in game, you don't know what the hell they are, here you go. Fucking take a screenshot of this and save it and be able to pull it up if you don't know, you know, what they are. So that's how to play. We got advanced here as well. I've not went through this yet, so I guess this will go over some of the stuff in the legend. I don't even know. First screen is on lifelink. So this guy's got 2 power, right? 2 power, 1 toughness. So he does, it's showing, he does 2 damage to creature or opponent, and that gives you 2 life. So that's a pretty baller card. Like, you get life to your like deck every time he does his damage. So lifelink's pretty baller. Blocking. Use multiple blockers to gang up on a single attacker. You guys have probably seen this before. Right, so this attacker's